Hey, podcast listeners. Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcast? Good news. With Amazon Music, you have access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts included with your Prime membership. Stay up to date on everything newsworthy by downloading the Amazon Music app for free or go to amazon.com/ad-free news. That's amazon.com/ad-free news to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads.
This is the Washington Times front page for Election Day, Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Election Day could be the dawn of a new phase of Donald Trump's dominance over the Republican Party. It could also signal the end of his reign over the GOP if Vice President Kamala Harris beats him to the 270 electoral votes needed to win the White House. Susan Friicchio reports the two candidates embarked on final frantic campaign blitzes Monday after barnstorming battleground states throughout the weekend. Harris spent Monday in Pennsylvania. Her campaign sees the state as the most important, along with Wisconsin and Michigan, wrapping up her day in Pittsburgh. Trump appealed to voters in four swing states. He started the day in North Carolina before making two stops in Pennsylvania and wrapping up in Michigan, a state he won in 2016 but lost in 2020. Early voting has revolutionized how Americans select presidents and lawmakers, turning Election Day into a full season. More than 78 million Americans cast ballots before Election Day, Tom Howell reports, and swing states such as Georgia and North Carolina had record turnout. Most Americans reported they would cast ballots before Tuesday, an increase from pre-pandemic levels. Republicans have leaned into early voting more this time around after criticism of pre-Election Day voting cost the party dearly in 2020. A surge of female voters in Pennsylvania is causing angst among Trump supporters, though an uptick in new male Republican voters in Arizona has provided a counterweight. Massachusetts could become the third U.S. state to decriminalize psilocybin, the psychedelic drug found in mushrooms. Emma Ayers reports the Massachusetts measure would allow people 21 and older to legally possess, use, and cultivate 5 specific psychedelics derived from plants and fungi. Voters are sharply divided. A University of Massachusetts Amherst poll shows an equal 43% in favor and 43% opposed to the measure. Advocates say mushrooms can help those with mental health issues such as depression and post-traumatic stress disorder. Critics warn, however, that opening the floodgates without proper safeguards could lead to unregulated chaos. An incarcerated felon in New York could cost Democrats a House seat by siphoning votes from Representative Mary Peltola of Alaska due to the state's ranked choice system. Valerie Richardson reports Democratic Eric Hafner is one of 4 candidates on the ballot for the state's lone House seat, even though he is serving a 20-year sentence at a federal correctional institution in New York State. He entered Alaska's open primary in August and placed 6th with 0.4% of the vote. The third and fourth place finishers, both Republicans, withdrew from the race, moving Hafner to 4th place. The result, the final general election ballot now has 2 Democrats, Peltola and Hafner, as well as Republican Nick Begich, and Alaska Independence Party candidate John Wayne Howe. And finally, the U.S. presidential election has been a source of mounting frustration in Ukraine. With battlefield losses mounting and Russia grinding away at defenses, Guillaume Patak reports Ukrainians are looking on anxiously at the U.S. election. The result could decide the course of the country's 2.5-year-old war with Russia, as well as the security architecture of Europe for decades to come. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.